Hi, gorgeous souls, and welcome to our Soul Light Conversation number 49. I received a wonderful message today by a dear friend of mine. We have been friends for many years now. And it was really interesting. She sent me a message after watching my Soul Light Conversation number 47, I think, where I talked about labels and how we can try on labels. Go back and watch it if you're interested, so that some labels are set and some labels need to be explored, and we can take them on and off and just try out what suits us. But that labels always, like, when we put them on ourselves, it gives our awareness direction, right? So that was a quick little rundown of the conversation we had, not yesterday but the day before, and now it's Soul Light Conversation number 49. And in the message, my beautiful friend asked me, listen, I watched this talk and I have been thinking about this for a couple of weeks now, but is it normal to not have the wish for a relationship? Is it like, how does that fit together with the thought of we're all one and that we need relationships to grow and evolve? And what about the people who say, I'm single and I'm really happy that way? And she asked me if I could give her a rundown of my thoughts on this, and I'm like, this is perfect. I'm gonna use it for my Soul Light Conversation today, because there was no quick way to do it, and I'm like, there is so much I want to say about this that I can do my life on it, and you can tune in, and then you get all your answers, and I can share them with all the others in this little beautiful growing community that we have, the Soul Light community. So, is the wish to stay single normal? First of all, asking me if something is normal is kind of like, what is normal? What is abnormal for me? Like, what is not normal? Like, normal is a sliding scale, and it's defined by the laws of our society, and it changes by the culture we're in. Even, I see shadow here, even when you look at what was normal in Ireland isn't normal here in Germany, and we're not that far apart. When you look on a world map, we're not that far apart. Our cultures are very similar, and still normal is defined very different from Ireland than it is from Germany. And so I would skip the normal part altogether. The question, if you are living a soul-led life, is it the aligned choice for you right now? The other question she sent me in her message was, is the feeling of wanting to stay single always caused by old wounds or karma and changes when we heal? Now, this is a different story, right? There are wounds that can be caused through traumatic experiences in the childhood or in past lifetimes that leave with us the feeling like, I don't want a relationship. I don't want to be that hurt again. We armor up. And so when we heal, we slowly take that armor down, and then we're able to have people closer to us. Now, there are definitely moments or circumstances or seasons in our lifetime where it's just easier to stay single. There is no need for a romantic relationship. And we're only talking about romantic relationships, right? To stay completely isolated is another topic in itself. But having not a romantic relationship and deciding intentionally to stay single because you like it that way and it feels good today for this moment, And it might change. We go back to the labels from Tuesday, right? It might change. It might change in an instant. It might change over time. It might change that you meet that perfect person and you just want to be with them all the time. And that changes the feeling of I'm happier when I'm alone. I'm happier when I'm not in a relationship, in a romantically involved with somebody. Here's the thing, we as humans, there is a need for human contact with others. There's a need for touch. There is a need for a conversation. There is this need that can be fulfilled very easily through a partner, a life partner, of your choice in your life. And so there are certain situations when you're there and all your focus is on your work and caring for your parents, for example, you might not have that. You might not have that capacity to hold a relationship or have a relationship and put that work and energy and time and love into that part as you wanted to. When you have small children right now, like Dennis and me, we need to constantly make time and make an effort to connect, to nurture our relationship, to really have that. And honestly, if for some reason he wouldn't be in my life any longer, I don't know if I would even bother at the moment. If it wasn't him, I would choose being single over being in a relationship any day. Right now, in these circumstances with 3 children under 6, it's just because it's him. It's him, and I love him, and I have made this commitment. We're married, and I have made this commitment. And so I'm putting time and energy and effort and love into this relationship and nurture it consciously. If there are other ways you want to fulfill your need for touch, if there are other ways you want to fulfill your need for conversation, if you have a friend for this and a friend for this and a friend for this, and maybe a friend with benefits for the sex, why then have a relationship if there is not that one person that you feel that connection with and that you feel that you want to have this? So I'm so sorry, my love, but I can't answer this for you. The thing for me is, and this is completely and wholly just my perspective on things. Of course, we can sit in a cave in our home, completely isolated, and we can be so balanced, and we can be so zen, and we can do 3 hours of kundalini and 5 hours of meditation, and then we're I'm so connected and in peace with myself. And then the moment we step out of that cocoon that we built and we come in touch with others and their stuff and their energy and their reactions and their holding up the mirror and mirroring back to us what we have inside, that moment we get out of balance. And that is learning through life. There's this wonderful story that comes in my mind right now that I heard Vishen Lakhiani talk about from Mind Valley. And he was talking with this beautiful son of a chief of the American natives, of one of their tribes. And the chief came into the room and he was like, "Son, what are you doing with your life?" And the son was like, "I just meditated 8 hours of this beautiful day." And the chief said, "Take it further, take it to the next step. The next step is meditating with your eyes open. Go outside, live, experience yourself, get yourself mirrored back." And so for me, my marriage, my relationship, and what I have seen from others who are in romantically involved relationships that have a life partner by their side, they're our biggest catalysts for growth. And if you feel that the person that you're romantically involved with isn't that, then you can either see if you can find that in another person and have a spiritual running buddy for yourself, or you can say, okay, I'm better off single because the needs I have and the ones I have for a romantic relationship are not fulfilled with this person. And so I choose to be single until I feel differently. And so it's all about the soul's path and your choice and what will serve you to live your life to the fullest and feel fulfilled by it. What will serve you in that moment? And so for me, I see people where I say it would make so much more sense for you to be single than to put up with that relationship or with that person another day. And then there are people who have so much love for each other and are like really, they work together and they grow together and they are building stuff together. And for them, the wish to be single can be the ego trying to destroy what they're working towards, right? Because it would take them out of their comfort zone. So there is no right or wrong answer. It's the question of like, does it feel good to you? Are your needs met in another way? Are your needs met in another way? There is no shame in having like the human touch covered by going to a massage therapist or even going to a prostitute or to a sex worker and having that need fulfilled if this is how you choose to do it until it doesn't feel aligned for you any longer. I hope I answered your questions. There were like a couple of them in that message, and how, yeah, I think I addressed how that wish to stay single feeds still into we're all one and we're all connected and we're all whole. That doesn't mean you need to be romantically involved with just one person. If you feel like today I want to spend the day with this person and today I want to spend the day with this person, and you're clear and honest and open in your communication and they know, let's take it day by day. I'm not ready to make a commitment. I'm really happy by myself, but I would like to spend the day with you. If that's enough for you, let's go. If this is not what you expected and you make more out of it in your head, then I'm sorry, we can't spend this day together. So be really clear in your communication. That's one of my tips. And the other thing is that single is just another label. And like, what does single mean to you? Does that mean that you're not attached to one person? Is it the romantic relationship that you're putting the pressure on, saying like, maybe you just don't want it at the moment? And then healing comes in, an old wound is healed, but you can't push that healing. You can't just heal it and then I can have a relationship. It doesn't work that way. That healing comes in divine timing, that you're ready then to meet the next person, or that to meet that person, if that is your soul's path. With Dennis, for example, he, half a year before we met, he ended his current relationship from just because he felt Ooh, low power mode. Okay, I'm down to 20% on my phone. So Dennis ended his relationship that he had beforehand, 6 months before we met, just because he felt it was time to let go of the relationship. There was nothing wrong. They didn't have a fight. It was just like, this is over. This is done. I need to end it now. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been ready for me. So, yay! So there's always things in the background working, right? And so, I don't feel, it's not up here, it's down here. I don't feel that there's anything not normal about the wish to stay single. And that it's always the ego, or it's always a separation thought. It might be just the next chapter on your journey, and maybe it's for your lifetime. Who knows? Maybe you will never have that which is defined by our society as romantic relationship, as being not single. If that makes sense. Relationships are funny things. And they bring up so much stuff for us. So yeah, I just got a message from Dennis. I'm really curious. He went out and had a meeting this evening, and I can't wait to hear how it went. So I'm hopping off, actually. Is there anything else I want to share? Oh yes, shifting energy. I had a really crappy morning this morning. I was crying and sobbing and going like, why the heck am I even here in Germany? And so I shifted that energy, and I worked my way through it, and I shifted it, and this is why I can show up in this way and have these solar conversations with you, because I've learned since 2005 how to shift energy. So a couple of years now. 13? And I'm sharing a little bit. In a workshop in my Solar Living with Annika group on Saturday and Sunday. I'm gonna hop on live there, do a little lovely workshop around energy shifting and energy systems, and we'll see what comes out of my mouth. Like always, letting my soul lead in like delivering whatever needs to be delivered to the people who are watching this, like I do in these solar conversations. Now, my lovelies, remember, you're loved, you are loved, you're guided, you're supported, all is well, and the universe has your back, and everything is working out for you. I'll see you tomorrow for the solar conversation number 50. Whoo! I made it to half a century. No, that's the wrong word. You see, I'm talking too much German here. I made it to half 100 to number 50. Okay, I digress. I stop now. Have a gorgeous evening, afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are in the world. I'm sending you love, so much love and light, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Mwah.